11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport Bossier's #1 sports station, and your home for Tim Fletcher in the morning.
Ooh, here's a good idea. Flying Elvis says, can we get a word with Jay Watley and get him to announce when Lord Hester arrives in the building at Georgia Spine at Hearst Coliseum?
I'm just going to stop coming to games.
We don't want that.
Well, then leave me alone.
You're a beloved figure in this community.
I want the attention of all this.
Catch Tim Fletcher every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. on 11:30 The Tiger.
Hi, it's Adrienne with Coldwell Banker Gosley. Coldwell Banker Gosley has the most in-depth, up-to-the-minute information about our parishes and local neighborhoods. Homes for sale, home prices, who lives in the community, and more. We can even tell you the best place for lunch. See all of the information about Northwest Louisiana, including Shreveport and Bossier City neighborhoods. Take a look at cbgosley.com/towns. That's cbgosslee.com/towns.
Office independently owned and operated.
Beep's coming. You know what to do.
Hey, I'm gonna just rip this Band-Aid off. We need to break up. You're not good for me. I'm always sweaty and uncomfortable around you, and I'm not getting any benefits from this relationship. You're just a basic memory foam mattress. I deserve better. And before you ask, yes, there is someone else. I've been seeing the purple mattress online for a while now. Don't blame yourself. How can you compete with a bed that totally supports me, hugs my pressure points, and sleeps so effortlessly cool? Not to mention the 100-night trial and free shipping. Now that's a bed with benefits. It'll make me feel better than you ever could.
Break up with your old mattress and get with the Purple today. Get a $100 store credit with the purchase of a mattress. Just text BETTER to 484848 to get your $100 store credit. The only way to get this exclusive offer is to text BETTER to 484848. That's BETTER to 484848.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at purple.com. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
When you lie down on a Tempur-Pedic Lux Adapt, you'll feel how it conforms to every inch of you. So, no more tossing and turning, or I love you but please stop moving kind of sleep, because Tempur-Pedic adapts to every pressure point. So the only thing waking you up is your alarm. This President's Day, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets. Visit Tempurpedic.com today to find an exclusive retailer near you. Because there's nothing like Tempur-Pedic sleep.
Hey sis, what you up to?
Shopping for phone plans.
Check out Walmart Family Mobile. They have 2 truly unlimited lines priced for under $75 a month, powered by T-Mobile, plus all the latest phones.
2 lines for under $75?
Now with 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot per line.
That's too good a value to pass up.
Touche, sister. Visit myfamilymobile.com or pick up your plans at Walmart today. Walmart Family Mobile. Get everything you love about Walmart in mobile. Video typically streams at DVD quality. See terms at myfamilymobile.com.
Did you know that more decisions are made early in the year to change careers? That's why Town Square Media is hosting a job fair Tuesday, March 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. inside Horseshoe's Riverdome. This is open to the public and not industry specific, with companies like Horseshoe, AFS Logistics, Oshner, Gene Simpson, Hillcrest, and Centuries Memorial. So dress to impress and get your resumes out. For more information, call 688-1130. And we'll see you at Town Square Media's job fair Tuesday, March 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric. KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
Shreveport Bossier. The home of LSU sports is 1130 The Tiger.
Good afternoon. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Voice of the Demons, right?
Yes.
Touchdown, Demons!
Brined, marinated, or dry rubbed, it's sports the way you like it.
Sports Center top 10 right there!
Talking to the biggest names, bringing you the best interviews.
He actually smokes his beans.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
The cooler is full, and the brisket is resting.
Just a nice little pull, and it comes right apart. That's perfect.
We eat ribs with this dude.
Here's your master of ceremonies, the Kansas City Barbecue Society certified expert.
Throw the fade, looking for Ferguson. Got it!
Patrick Netherton.
13-yard touchdown. Demons are back in it. And good afternoon. We welcome you into the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. Yeah. If you don't hear that delightful buzz in the background, it means I must be back in studio. And so I am. Reunited with my good buddy Rogers Hampton. It's good to be back. Hey, man.
Hey, boy.
I know.
Good to have you back, buddy.
I
Mr.
mean,
traveling man.
I'm telling you. And next Wednesday, we're going to do it all again, I think. I'm not sure what we're doing next Wednesday.
We'll figure it out.
Got a pretty solid last 2 days of the week lined up for you here.
All right.
On the show.
All right.
So, today, I want to talk a little bit about the Alliance of American Football. Now, that's not the only thing we're going to discuss, but it is one thing we are going to discuss. We also, I guess, have to talk about the trade deadline in the NBA, unfortunately, because there's a lot of guys that are going places that I've never heard of before. I'm not an NBA guy, never have been. But we do have to talk about. You've
never heard of Sacramento or Toronto?
Not the places, Rogers. The people that are moving.
Oh, okay. I was wow.
Like yesterday, there was some. The internet told me there was a blockbuster trade yesterday,
and it
involved a guy I had never heard of.
Was that the Tobias Harris trade?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, who is Tobias Harris?
Adam Hester said the same thing when that news had come out.
I mean, and look,
he goes, I don't know who that is, and he's just 35, 36.
Like, look, I get it. I'm probably supposed to know that, I guess, as a sports talk show host. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know, but I have no idea who that guy is. I still don't know who he is. I haven't looked up who he is.
And today, only one or two names I recognized out of all the many that have been moved around. I'm in that same boat with you. I still like to watch when I can, but not enough. I've gotten to a point in my life now, except for the team I like to follow, the Rockets and the Pelicans. I just don't have enough time, effort, or energy to keep up with it like I did so many years ago.
Here's the thing, Rogers. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say plenty of time. I've got enough time.
Like, wait a minute. We just talked about your schedule yesterday.
No, I've got enough time.
Yes, there you go. That's well said.
It's kind of like when you don't work out, and the number one excuse for not working out is always, well, I just don't have time. Yeah. Don't have time to work out.
Yeah.
No, I got plenty of time to work out. Now, you don't have a lot of time to work out because you're up here at 4:30 in the morning or whatever dumb time you get here.
Here till 5:30 in the
right,
afternoon.
and then you're here until we leave at 5:00 and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's you're pretty much here at one would say, you could leave at 11 and work out until noon and come back or whatever. But who wants to do that? Who wants to work out over lunch?
And plus, I live by the motto, no pain, no pain.
That's right. No pain is good. We're trying to live our lives with no pain. That's what we're all here for.
Good to have you back in studio, though, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. It's
not
just
the same sitting here alone.
No. Do you feel lonely?
Well, the best part of the whole day.
Are you lonesome tonight?
Do you miss me? Is from 4:30 to 4:45 when Travis, JJ, and Ben, that's their time when one of them walks in.
Right.
To watch the look on their face on a daily basis when they don't know if there's going to be 8 people in this room,
right,
or just me sitting here playing a segment we recorded with Coach Laird. It's just the weirdest thing.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's that's kind of where we're at, and especially look, it'll. I'm not going to say it's going to get a lot better during baseball season. It'll just change. It'll go from Wednesdays are the days I can't figure out to Fridays are the days. And then some midweek stuff here and there. Like I've got a midweek series at Arkansas. But the good news is those games are typically on, they're usually going to be in the evenings, not necessarily the afternoons.
I was going to say on Fridays, what would first pitch be?
Usually 6:30.
So if it's
there'll
in
be some.
Natchitoches,
Yeah, there'll be some times when I'll
be do the show live from there. See, I would love to hear in the background.
Ping.
Yes.
Ping.
Yes.
Ping.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have that option that you may be doing some shows live before you do a Northwestern State University Demons baseball game. I dig that now.
Yeah.
If you got to be gone, I dig the live remote. Like yesterday, you being in that restaurant, I dug that. I thought it sounded good. You're out in the public. People are coming up and talking to you. I can hear you talking to the people in the restaurant.
By the way, you know what's hilarious about that?
What?
This is the story I couldn't tell.
At one point, I knew something had happened because I completely lost all volume to you.
Well,
I heard you all of a sudden hit a button that turns you back on to respond
the microphone has an on-off switch.
Okay,
and we use a handheld mic.
I can tell when you do that.
And so I flip the switch on the microphone, so you won't hear anything. You'll just all the background noise will get cut out.
All that goes away as well.
Well, okay, 2 quick stories then. By the way, this is the King of the Lollipop Guild, ladies and gentlemen. I realize we haven't even played your theme song this afternoon. That's wrong.
Hey, boy!
I would ask you how you're doing, but we've already been chatting.
We've been...
2 stories. Number one, after the show yesterday, I was hosting the signing day edition of the Coaches Show.
How did that go?
Went fine. Went
Okay.
fine.
Good,
Look,
good.
Brad Laird did not become the first coach in history to really hate his recruiting class and didn't think he filled any needs.
If I'd have had time to chop up that interview and done the words around, I would have been like, oh, no. Didn't get nobody. Not good.
Yeah.
Kicker from Bird. No good. What?
Yeah. So we didn't. Yeah. Brad Laird did not become the first coach in America to hate on his recruiting class. So yeah, we ended up. The show went fine. We interviewed Laird. We interviewed a few other people and coaches or whatnot, and that went fine. But there were 2 stories involved in that remote at Cane River. Before we get to those, let me give you your opportunities to get in touch with the show. You can call us at 318-320-1130, 318-320-1130. You can text us at 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. You can also follow along on Facebook, facebook.com/Netherton Show. And actually, we've got a few folks already tuned in. Got some questions on there. Mike Theus, one of my favorite officials of all time, / AAU basketball coaches, asked if I got any popcorn in here. No, we do not have any popcorn in here. Mike Theus, he goes around and he goes to various high school basketball games, but he rates the venues on their popcorn. So when he goes to the venue, he rates, how big the bag of popcorn is. Is the popcorn good, hot, fresh, whatever? Mike, we don't have any popcorn here. If you want to deliver popcorn,
you know what?
You can feel free.
I bet your Cracker Barrel has some old-time popcorn.
They probably do.
We could get this whole building.
We get one of those
smelling better than what it does.
We could get one of those tins that has the caramel and the
cheese,
regular and the cheddar,
the garlic or the cheddar. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, if somebody wants to bring that by.
I don't know if your name is J.R. Davis or Junior Davis because it's J and then a little R. So I don't know if it's supposed to be J.R. or Junior. But he asks about something I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So hang loose, J.R./Junior. We'll get to that in just a second. But, yeah, we'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. That's going to be part of the discussion that we're going to have later today. Speaking of, at the top of the hour, we're going to talk to Jeff Pearlman. writer extraordinaire who penned the book. I've talked about it a couple of times, Football for a Buck, about the USFL. And I figured it was timely to talk to him because with the Alliance of American Football getting going this weekend, I thought it was good timing to talk to him about maybe some of the lessons that the AAF can learn from the USFL. I mean, first and foremost, don't let Donald Trump be one of your owners, I think. All right, so 2 stories from last night. So we were hosting the show from Cane River Bar and Grill. And, you know, Cane River is a great spot. Those folks are great people. And I really appreciate them letting us do the show from there. Anyway, so the silence you heard there, Rogers, was we had to get an extra headset for the next broadcast for the Demon Huddle Signing Day show. And so someone from the radio station was coming by to drop off the headset. Well, she came by to drop off the headset, and I figured she'd just drop it. I knew what it was for, right? I figured she'd just drop it and leave. Well, she came and sat down and was just waiting while I was doing the segment. I think it was the Art Briles segment. And so I'm just sitting there waiting, just do, kind of hanging out. And I'm like, what does she need? So you started answering a question.
No, at least I was in a point of making a good answering point.
Well, and the bad part is I didn't hear a word you said.
I know you did, because when you click back on, I could hear what did he say?
Yeah, I have no idea what you said, because I clicked the mic off, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she said, hey, make sure such and such gets this headset to return it to us, or we'll come pick it up.
Yeah.
So we were doing the logistics.
I should have came back with it, and I'll never say that on radio ever again, Patrick.
And
don't ask me.
That's right. And that's how I got herpes. But it's so I was trying to, and the thing is, like, this is a radio executive who is sitting next to me. I'm clearly doing a live show. I clicked the microphone off to be like, yeah, what's up? And at that point, you should go as fast as humanly possible, right? And this
absolutely,
this person is like, well, I'm going to need, and just slow as could be, just like molasses. And I'm like, Hambone's not going to talk for that long. He's not that long-winded. And the whole time,
it's the Patrick Netherton Show, and I know when to shut up.
The whole time I'm thinking, A, I don't know what he's saying. B,
when he comes back to me, I'm not going to know what to respond.
And so I do what you do when
chicken feed.
Well,
what?
I do what you do when someone says something to you.
Yeah.
And you say, huh, or what, and they say it again to you.
Yeah.
And you didn't understand it the second time.
Yeah.
You always feel like just a jackass if you ask the third time. So how many times, Roger, I swear I've done this thousands of times in my life. So someone says something to you, you don't understand it. You say, what?
What?
They say it to you again.
Me? Yeah.
You don't understand it again. You do not say what again. You kind of yes and nod and kind of chuckle.
Hope that it wasn't really important information.
And hoping it's not a question.
Life-saving.
And you hope it's not a question you're supposed to answer.
And they're waiting for you.
And you're going, yeah. And you say yeah, and that's not the appropriate response.
So you do have genital herpes.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now it'd be like, you have genital herpes? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, genital herpes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you just kind of nod and hope. I mean, that's what you do.
Hope.
And so I'm sitting there, and so you're talking, and I'm trying to get the instructions from her on how to get this headset back.
Yeah, when all of a sudden the background noise went away, first of all, I'm worried that we've lost the connection.
Right. That's your number one concern.
Okay, because then I'm going to have to go, Patrick.
Yeah.
You there? But then when I heard it click back on right when I was wrapping up my point,
yeah.
I was like,
because she was in the middle of talking.
Somebody bothered him, or somebody was asking, hey, do you need something? No, I'm in the middle of a show.
She was literally in the middle of talking, and I could hear you were wrapping your point up, so I clicked the mic back on to just say yes to whatever it was you said.
Yes.
You may have just said, this is now going to be known as the Rogers Hampton Show.
That's right. And please show up where Patrick is and protest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you had said.
He hates babies.
But I said yes, and she, so then, get this.
Yeah.
So I understood what she said. She wanted me to give this headset to a person, and she was going to come get it from them. Okay, I got all that in the.
And you knew who this person was?
Yeah. In the 5 seconds that we had or whatever.
Here, just when this guy what?
No.
Why am I responsible for this now?
I knew what she said.
Okay.
I got it, right?
Okay, all right.
So I kind of like gave the thumbs up as I clicked the microphone back on and pretended like I knew what you said and kept going. And then, so she, I guess not satisfied by that, went and got a piece of paper and a pen and wrote this whole long missive to the person I was supposed to give the headset to. Hey, make sure you take this headset with you to your office. I'll come by and get it tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I got all that. Like, I knew it, but I guess she didn't think I got it. So she wrote the whole thing to this guy and left it for when he showed up. Now, second story from last night at Cane River.
Oh, I knew it.
So this didn't involve me shutting off my microphone at all at any point in time. It wasn't a distraction.
Was this during the Patrick Netherton show or during your
No, this was during the Patrick Netherton show.
Okay, all right.
So there was one person at Cane River Bar and Grill. Now, it's a restaurant, right? So you don't expect a lot of people to be there at 3 o'clock. That's a pretty dead time for a restaurant. So there were literally 0 people in the restaurant. Well, as I started the show, a guy showed up. And there's a bar area, which is where I am. We're always in the corner of the bar. So I'm in the bar area, and then there's like the dining room on the opposite side, and no one's in the dining room. Well, this guy bebops in, and he sits down at the other end of the bar, right, by himself. Not unusual, nothing wrong with it. I don't have a problem with that or whatever. And he's, on his phone, and he's ordering a beer, and he's ordering food or whatever he's eating, and then a girl shows up. Now, I'm really intrigued by this, Raj, because I have no idea what their relationship is. I can't tell if this is, and you know that when you're
such a people watcher.
Well, here's
man.
the thing,
It's
Raj.
so
You know when you go somewhere and you see something like this, you're instantly curious. Are they friends just meeting for a drink? Are they going on a date? And he chose the bar at Cane River Bar and Grill. Are they together and they're just meeting up, after work? Like, I don't know. They didn't seem romantic in any way. They hugged at one point. They didn't like they kissed or anything. It didn't feel like a date, but he was there like an hour before I don't know. It was very strange, and I really wanted to be, that's one of those things where you want to walk up to someone and just be like, hey, it's just a friend. Like, I just find that fascinating. And you're right. I'm very much a people person, a people watcher. I find, I like, when I'm in airports, I like to make up backstories for people while they're in the airport, like based on their luggage and what they're doing, like where they're going, where they're coming from, what they are, that kind of thing. I'll cop to that. I really will. I'm not afraid of that at all. So it was a lot of fun yesterday at Cane River. I had a great time. Really enjoyed being there and enjoyed the conversation we had, and really the conversation we had with Brad Laird. He's always great, always fantastic. The funny thing is, Raj, he's probably my number one Twitter stalker. So, like, when I post barbecue pics, he's always the first guy to text me and ask me about them. No,
that's
he loves
awesome.
my Twitter feed.
That's awesome.
So as I'm driving down, I was already in Natchitoches, and I was sitting there, and I tweeted out, who will become the first coach? Like, show me the first coach that's going to actually say that he didn't get the best recruiting class, that he didn't find all the guys that met his needs, that, none of these guys are high character guys. Where's that coach at? Who's the first one that's going to do it? And he texted me and he goes, ain't going to be me. He said, he said, we filled our needs. We're real happy. I was like, come on, man. I was like, could you please just go up on the dais and the first thing you say is, well, really disappointed on signing day today. Just didn't get what we want. And Laird's such a good dude, and he's got such a great sense of humor that I almost convinced him to do that. I think I had him at like, and by saying almost, I think I had him at like 70% that he wouldn't do it. I think I had him at like 30% that he would, right? Which is a big number for a coach.
Okay.
Like, normally it's 1.
Yeah.
It's 1% they're going to do something like that, because a lot of coaches don't have that sense of humor.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm like, come on, man, just please go up on the dais and just say, now, I think why he didn't do it is because we were streaming that live. And so I'm sure there were people watching from around or whatever.
Hits the internet,
right?
And goes nationwide. Right. This coach is blasting his new.
Even though he's joking,
in the world we live in now,
they'll clip it. They'll clip it right before he says, ha ha, that was a joke. And
there are no jokes. There's going to be somebody that's upset that you said something about Donald Trump when they think you're making a comment about him as the president now, when you're talking about 35 years ago when he was an owner of a football team.
Yeah.
But there's somebody out there who's going to hear you say his name and go, "Oh, he's putting him down." He said, "Just look up to Google the story."
Yeah, or pick up Jeff Pearlman's book, Football for a Buck.
That's why I was going. I was lobbing that to you there.
I mean, it's an interesting story, and quite literally, Donald Trump killed the USFL. I mean, they did a 30 for 30 documentary on it. And there's
Donald Trump, the businessman, the private businessman.
There's been multiple instances of him quite literally ending the USFL. So Jeff Pearlman, the author of Football for a Buck, he will join us at 4 o'clock to talk about that. I want to talk about the AAF, the Alliance of American Football, and we're going to talk about the XFL because they made a very, very splashy hire. Though they don't even start until next year, they already have stolen some of the thunder on the opening weekend from the Alliance of American Football. Gabe chimes in, says NSU got a good kicker in Scotty Roblo. Very much so. Very excited about him. Honestly, I'll tell you, he's probably the starter day one. If he's as good as advertised, he will probably be the starting place kicker by week one. That's just my thoughts. Rogers is playing us some theme music today because by the way, if you didn't see the Weather Channel, high of 72, low of 28. Welcome to Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Netherton Show off and running. Give us a holler. We're going to talk NBA trade deadline next. You're listening to 1130 The Tiger.
The check engine light is on. It's just, it's about time to start looking at a new truck.
Especially when you try to start hiding it with like electric tape and stuff like that.
Yeah, just because you hide it doesn't mean it goes away.
It doesn't go away. And Chevyland is here because they know, sweetie, that folks are going to start taking trips.
Yeah, summertime will be here before you know it.
How about this? If your family's going to hit the road, a 2019 Equinox, right now at Chevyland, $5,000 off MSRP.
Now that's a cool family truckster.
Chevyland, we care about you. 7500 Erie Drive, Shreveport. We have been preaching this for so long, but it's nice to hear it from other sources as well. Gibbsland Bank and Trust certainly knows about customer service. The Minden Press Herald, our buddies over there in Webster Parish, just voted Gibbsland Bank and Trust the best bank and best customer service in Webster Parish. How you like them apples? You want great customer service? You want Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team. You know, Nicole, they say I've got an electric personality. Does that help me out at First Choice Personnel?
It would help you. I'm looking for electrical or mechanical, technical people.
I'm not so mechanical, but I do have an electric personality.
Sounds good. You come my way. Let me see what I can do for you.
All right, 797-7810, 797-7810. First Choice Personnel, make First Choice your last call.
It takes both vision and skill to create a pool as unique as it is beautiful. A perfect blend of time-honored craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. The hand, heart, and mind working in perfect sync to create something truly special. A source of timeless relaxation, priceless memories, and endless joy. That is the mission of a master pool builder, and that is the magic of Moorhead Pools.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY, do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Springtime is almost here. It's the perfect time to tackle the next job on your list. And AutoZone has the free services to help you do it. Like our free loaner tool program. You can choose from over 100 specialty tools, borrow the one you need, and get the job done right. Got more to do? We've got more for you to do it. And right now, get 5 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $17.99 after a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail. Let us help you at more than 5,600 locations nationwide. Deposit required. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Your daughter's a genius, and with all those smarts comes a lot of travel. So you're at Hampton by Hilton for a science fair in Springfield. Last month she was a mathlete in Martindale. Next she'll be a robot whiz in Riverside. She fuels up on free Hampton waffles. You fuel up on coffee. With 6 hours of applied biology ahead of you, you need all your synapses firing. Proud parent of a prodigy? That's why we're here with free hot breakfast and more than 2,400 locations. Book at Hampton.com for a price match guarantee. Hampton by Hilton. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katie Beach with Shreveport Bossier Family Dental Care. We are excited to announce we will now be providing Invisalign treatments at our office. Call the office today to get an appointment with me, a trained Invisalign provider that can treat a wide range of teeth straightening cases. Give us a call at 686-7470 and get started today.
The precise and comfortable statement refers to the predictability and comfort of Invisalign clear aligners versus other aligners made of off-the-shelf .30-inch material. Please note that, like most medical devices, Invisalign clear aligners require a prescription. In rare cases, an allergic reaction may occur.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU sports, 11:30 The Tiger.
My favorite game, singing Hootie with no consonants. All right, every vowel. A-I-O-U. My favorite game, singing Hootie and the Blowfish without consonants. You can pretty much do it. Now, yeah, Pearl Jam somewhat, yes, as well. I agree. It is the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 11:30 The Tiger. We welcome you back to the show. Again, you can find us if you want to call 318-320-1130, 320-1130. You can also text us at 318-657-0HAM, 657-0426. You can also comment on the Facebook page. We've had multiple people do that. Comment on the Facebook page if you like at facebook.com/Netherton Show. By the way, Raj, just got a text that that the Facebook live stream is being watched on one of those old school fat Sony TVs with the big back on it.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine is actually casting it from his laptop to his television. And so right now I am on one of those beautiful old 32-inch Sony, the ones that are like 700 pounds when you try to carry them.
Oh, classic TV time.
Yeah. So,
man.
So we're there. Along, by the way, I'm currently, as I look at the photo, I'm currently sitting right underneath a Houston Astros World Championship hat on this television. So not here, Raj. Not here.
Like,
on the TV.
Man, you have been sniffing the fumes in this building. There is no Astros hat above your head.
Clearly. A lot of fumes
Clearly,
sniffing.
you're jazzed.
So, Raj, we're going to play a game. All right. Oh, by the way, Jeff Pearlman coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to talk about the XFL, the Alliance of American Football, and I want to talk about his book, Football for a Buck, about the rise and fall of the USFL. We're going to talk about maybe what lessons the Alliance of American Football and the XFL need to learn from the USFL. So we'll do that coming up in just a bit, that at the top of the hour. But, Raj, I want to play a game with you right now. And we have to be honest. Okay. I'm going to go down all of the trades or a lot of the trades that happened at the trade deadline in the NBA. And I need you to honestly tell me if you know who the player involved is. Either you knew him in college, you knew him in high school. I don't know how you know him in high school, or you know them in the NBA. All right, I'm going to do the same. This is going to reveal.
I got a feeling I did better on that test you gave me last week about you didn't think I was going to know.
The Oscars, the Academy Awards?
Yeah. I did better than I thought on that, yeah.
You did. All right, so I'm going to run down the trades, and you tell me if you know who these people are. All right, I'm going to also play, and I'll be honest. I'll tell you if I don't know who they are. The 76ers sent Markelle Fultz to the Magic and got back Jonathan Simmons, a first-round pick, and a future second-round pick. Do you know who either Jonathan Simmons or Markelle Fultz are?
I do. Markelle Fultz, because he was a former number 1 pick.
Yeah, he was the kid from Washington, right?
I think so, but that's why I know that name. The names he's being traded for?
Yeah, don't know who Jonathan Simmons is. A first-round pick next year and a future second-round pick. Fultz, by the way, has been a huge disappointment in 76er land. Can't shoot.
And if you're traded from that good, young, talented team, that says a lot about you.
By the way, he's also paired with a guy who can't shoot.
Yeah.
He and Ben Simmons are in the same backcourt.
You're exactly. Yeah, one of them had to go. And
why are you putting a bunch of guys who can't shoot in the backcourt?
Right. It's amazing that Simmons has not gotten any better with that.
All right, Raj. The Nets acquired Greg Monroe and a second-round pick from the Raptors for future considerations.
Now, I've heard of future considerations before.
Yes.
That guy's been around to a lot of teams.
He has.
I just know the name Greg Monroe just from college. Was it Ohio State or something?
I think Greg Monroe was Georgetown.
I just because that was during our Timmy B days, so I kind of.
Greg Monroe was the kid he's from South Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah, and he went to Georgetown.
Okay.
So that's Greg Monroe.
I vaguely remember him, so I don't feel quite as bad. But
he's to the point where
he's
being traded for future considerations. Yeah, always a good one. I know you and I are not going to know this one, Raj. I feel okay. I know that I don't know it.
Okay.
So I feel certain you don't know it. But you may surprise me. The Hawks got Jabari Bird for a future second-round pick from the Celtics. Jabari Bird. That's a bird. It's very good. I don't know who he is.
Me either.
Okay.
If you would have said Parker, I'd have known.
Yeah. No.
He got traded yesterday?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
The Hawks get Shelvin Mack from the Grizzlies in exchange for Tyler Dorsey. Do you know either Shelvin Mack or Tyler Dorsey?
I do not, Patrick.
I believe Shelvin Mack was
one of the... The name sounds familiar.
I think he was one of the... it's Butler, maybe?
One of the not off schools, but...
Yeah, one of those that's kind of on the...
That's no longer a Cinderella school, but they are now one of the big boys.
Let's see. He went to Butler. How about that?
Hey, good memory,
Good
brother.
for me.
Good
the
memory.
thing is, I know these guys from college way more than I know these guys from the NBA.
Yes, I agreed, absolutely.
All right, I'm pretty sure I know both of these guys. The Trailblazers acquired Skal Labissiere from the Kings for Caleb Swanigan. I definitely know Skal Labissiere.
I've heard the name. But
that was Kentucky.
If you showed me a picture of him.
No, I wouldn't know of a picture of him. But he's from Kentucky.
I'd have to say you got me on that one then.
And I'm 90% sure Caleb Swanigan is from Purdue.
That would be very impressive if you remember that.
I think he was the big man at Purdue. I'm looking him up right now.
I expect that only from John Rothstein.
Purdue.
Look at you.
He was the big. He wasn't tall. He was 6'9", but he's big. I think he was like 260, 270 when he was at Purdue.
Okay. He's playing for Matt Painter?
Yeah. He's down to 250 now. All right, so I'm doing well, Raj. I'm pretty excited
you're
for
ahead
myself.
Of me. You're doing better than Lang's Locks.
Clippers acquired. Nice shot. Clippers acquired. Now, here's where we get into problems, Raj, because we've got some of the foreign players that have the Z's and the C's in their names, and I don't know who these guys are. Clippers get Michael Beasley. I think we both know who he is. He was my former show host in the mornings on the Great Big Morning
Mike.
Show. Yeah.
The big sexy.
Michael Beasley and Ivica Zubats, I guess, for Mike Muscala. Clippers Lakers. So an intra Los Angeles trade.
Oh, that's weird.
Michael Beasley was Kansas State,
yes,
as I recall.
That's the only name of those.
And I do remember Mike Muscala, but I don't remember from where. And I obviously have no idea who Ivica Zubats is. Now, here was one of the big trades of the day, and one that flipped out a lot of people on Twitter. The Grizzlies dealt Marc Gasol for Jonas Valanciunas, DeLon Wright, C.J. Miles, and a 2024 second-round pick from the Raptors. Now, we know who Marc Gasol is.
Yeah.
That's easy. Memphis sent him to Toronto, and they got back Jonas Valanciunas. Have no idea who that is. I've heard the name, don't know who he is. DeLon Wright, heard the name, don't remember. C.J. Miles, heard the name, don't remember. 2024 second-round pick, have no idea who that is. All right? Now, Raj, here's a name we will be familiar with. You and I will both know this name. I'm feeling confident in you right now. Shaquille O'Neal. No, I'm just kidding. The Grizzlies trade with the Clippers. The Grizzlies get Avery Bradley. The Clippers get JaMychal Green and Garrett Temple. That's former LSU.
LSU's Garrett Temple.
Garrett Temple. Matter of fact, there's video of his father, Collis Temple. I believe that's his father, right?
You're right.
Collis,
yeah.
There's video of him receiving the news that Garrett had been traded to the Clippers while he was like eating lunch or something. He was at a bar, I don't know, it was some sort of event, and there were like media there or something. Maybe it was a press, I don't know what it was. But there's video of him receiving the call or the text or whatever that Garrett had gotten traded from Memphis to the LA Clippers.
What was his response?
I didn't watch the video. I just saw that there was video.
Okay.
Wow. Let's see.
What is Memphis? Okay.
No, who knows? All right,
but
your
they
Rockets.
kept Conley, right?
Raj, your Rockets were traded some stuff. All right. Let's see. Now, you know them because they're on the Rockets. But
actually, that's been a running theme on Fletcher Show in the morning. This year, there's been such a turnover that there are times I've tuned in and watched the Rockets play. There'd be three guys on the court, had no idea who they were, and never heard of them.
The Rockets get future considerations.
See?
Yeah. He's going to, by the way,
why does that guy get traded so much if everybody wants him?
I don't know.
Much?
I think, honestly, he probably could log about 12 or 15 good minutes for the Rockets.
Okay. All right. Hey, they can use it.
Yeah. Future considerations for the Rockets. In exchange, that's from the Pacers. The Pacers get a future second-round pick, Wade Baldwin, and Nick Stauskas. Nick Stauskas is the sharpshooter from Michigan. You might remember him.
I can picture him, but
I have no idea who Wade Baldwin is.
Me either. Very strange trade.
Well, that's one of those.
Rockets
that feels like it's one of those that they're trying to clear cap room.
Space, and they're getting future draft picks.
They're getting future
a deal for somebody, but now it's past the deadline, so
they're not even getting draft picks.
No,
they're getting future considerations. Which I don't know. Is that like, hey, we'll send you a ham? Like, I don't even know what future considerations means.
And there's another one I think that's probably in front of you. They made another trade where it involved a 2021 flipping of a draft pick in 2021 along with a play to ease salary cap, and they were going to cut that player as soon as.
Right.
I don't.
There's a lot of weirdness in the NBA, around the because it so much involves teams dumping salary or picking up salary to then dump it later. It's a very strange thing. That the trade deadline and how trades go down in the NBA is very strange. All right, Raj, the Pelicans, big trade. Breaking news, Raj, from the Pelicans. Big trade.
Breaking news.
Big trade. You knew it was going to happen. You knew that the Pelicans were going to have to be involved in a trade somewhere. And sure enough, they got rid of Nikola Mirotic. Yeah, that's who they dealt, Raj. They dealt Nikola Mirotic, who I've actually heard of, don't really know a lot about. Speaking of the Pelicans, Raj,
where did they deal him to? I can't.
The Bucks.
Oh,
the Milwaukee Bucks.
He's being paired with
the
freak or
Giannis.
Yes.
Wait, how do you pronounce his name, Raj?
No,
come on, try. No. Give me a shot.
No, do you want me to still be your board op?
No. You can still. I mean, you can attempt it without actually being awful.
That's worse than me saying what happened to Mitch after dark at Brewer Quality Homes. I can't do that.
That's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow, he's got some now help in Miritic. He's a big old backup center, but he also is a very big man that can shoot.
Yeah. By the way, I think I just saw a story. No, it was about a different guy named Boban Marjanovic, who is the most efficient scorer in NBA history at 7'3", who's a backup. No, Nikola Mirotic, good player. By the way, speaking of the Pelicans, Raj.
Yeah.
We're going to give you some information about the Pelicans tomorrow. Sean Kelly, the voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, will join the show tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Is that right?
That's right. Actually, I think, is it 4 o'clock or 4:30? Now I got to check. I just
and
did
by
this.
then we might even have more of a hint of. I mean, it's past the trading deadline, so
yeah. Now the question, and we're going to talk about this next, about what the Pelicans do with Anthony Davis. All right, that's going to be next. But we got a couple more I want to get to, Raj. The Rockets sent James Ennis to the 76ers for a 2021 second-round pick. Do you know who James Ennis is?
I do, just because I saw him play in a game recently on that we have the Rockets here. We get their games on the provider I have.
Right.
So, but when the season started, no.
By the way, the Pelicans in that trade for Nikola Mirotic got back Jason Smith, Stanley Johnson, and four future second-round picks for Nikola Mirotic.
Whoa! Really?
Yes. Now apparently they're going to. Apparently they're already shipping or getting rid of Stanley Johnson. That's not even staying. Yeah. Jason Smith, I have no idea what he's going to do. But 4 future second-round picks. Raj, the Pelicans made another trade.
What?
More breaking news.
Breaking news.
This with the Wizards. Who knew the Wizards had enough to get Anthony Davis, Raj? They don't. So they got Wesley Johnson instead. Good night. They send Markieff Morris to the Pelicans. That was actually yesterday's trade, so it wasn't really breaking news. Wesley Johnson sent from the Pelicans. They get Markieff Morris back. I don't know who either of those guys are.
I'll tell you what, man. Stacking up all those second-rounders, and you know they're going to get first-rounders when this AD thing finally happens.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of draft picks.
I'll tell you what, Loomis, you know he's the one running this.
Yep.
Demps is just the figurehead.
And there's talk that Demps may not even be around for when all these draft picks happen.
It almost, I mean, nowhere near the same level of success, but it kind of feels like what the Patriots do. They compile all these draft picks to make sure that their future is insured with young infusion, and then they can piece in veterans. Now, there's nowhere near that's a comparison as far as success, but I like what they're doing. If you're going to rebuild, what better way than to know you got picks coming next year, picks coming the year after that, picks that you're going to add depth each year. First and second rounders, they make your team, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And there's also no third round. So
yeah.
So it has to be first and second. The fourth rounders are the guys you really get value for.
We're going to add 4 rounds this year.
Yeah, okay. Now, 2 of the 3 guys involved in the next trade that was yesterday, I heard of. Harrison Barnes, sent to the Kings. Zach Randolph, sent to the Mavericks, along with Justin Jackson. I don't know who Justin Jackson is, but I know Zach Randolph and Harrison Barnes. So here's what's funny, Raj. Remember how I gave you that trade that Nick Stauskas was being traded by the Rockets, the former sharpshooter from Michigan?
Yeah.
Do you know why you didn't know who he was?
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure he hasn't ever stepped foot on the floor for the Rockets. They acquired him yesterday.
No wonder I didn't know. I was like, man, I don't think I've seen that cat on the floor. I really was thinking that, like, man.
There's a lot of stuff. Jabari Parker did end up getting traded yesterday.
I did see that,
along with Bobby Portis, the former Razorback.
Yep.
I actually got to watch him play in college. NSU played up there when he was in college. A bunch of other guys that nobody knows about. My favorite is, of all, the 76ers acquired from the Raptors Malachi Richardson, Toronto's 2022 second-round pick, and the draft rights to Emir Prydzic, I guess. And the Raptors got back cash considerations. What are they, like Western Union you a couple bucks in the, if you need it? Like, I never understand what the considerations mean. It's like, hey, guys, we're running a little short on gas money this month. Could you maybe send us a PayPal? Can you Venmo us a little cash? We're a little low this month. I never understood what that means. All right, let's take a break, Raj. Tomorrow's show is going to be loaded. I'm very excited. 3:45 tomorrow, we're talking to the former NFL Director of Officiating, Dean Blandino, who's now a commentator for Fox. And we're talking to the voice of the Pelicans, Sean Kelly. By that point, we'll know if Anthony Davis plays tonight. That's the big question. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Top of this hour, Jeff Pearlman about his book, Football for a Buck, and the Alliance of American Football and the XFL. That's next on the Patrick Netherton Show.
Riders on the storm.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Working in the warehouse. One of my favorite 70s songs, Nicole. Working in the warehouse now. Nicole from First Choice Personnel joins us. You've got some warehouse jobs you're trying to fill.
I always have warehouse positions available. Anytime, give me a call, 797-7810.
You're probably too young to remember that song, aren't you? Working in the warehouse.
Yeah.
You don't remember that one, do you, Nicole?
I do.
Oh, see, there we go. Nicole knows it. 797-7810. Sing it with me. Working in the warehouse now. People are looking for an employment situation where you're surrounded by folks that you like, doing work that you enjoy, and benefiting humanity. Hey, I know a place that can do all of that and more. Gibbsland Bank and Trust. It's not just a job, it's a career. Visit their website, gibbslandbank.com/careers, and join the great banking team.
ShreveportHelpWanted.com presents the world's worst boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Diane, word around the office is you're thinking about quitting.
Dave, I'm sorry you had to find out from someone else.
It's really hard to find great employees like you, so I'd like to make you a counteroffer.
Dave, why are you pulling up your shirt? What is that?
It's a tattoo of your face on my lower back. So what do you say, Diane?
Don't be a Dave. Find your perfect local employee at ShreveportHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work. ShreveportHelpWanted.com presents the world's worst boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Alexis, I've reviewed your resume online, and I think you're very professional, punctual, a fantastic listener, and I believe you'd be a great fit at our company.
Dave, we've talked about this. I will not be your employee. I'm your therapist.
Is this reverse psychology?
No, Dave.
Does that mean yes?
We're out of time, Dave.
Don't be a Dave. Find your perfect local employee at ShreveportHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
You started a DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY. Do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-900-1206. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-900-1206. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-900-1206. 1-800-900-1206.
Springtime is almost here. It's the perfect time to tackle the next job on your list. And AutoZone has the free services to help you do it. Like our free loaner tool program. You can choose from over 100 specialty tools, borrow the one you need, and get the job done right. Got more to do? We've got more for you to do it. And right now, get 5 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $17.99 after a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail. Let us help you at more than 5,600 locations nationwide. Deposit required. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Floating through the airways like smooth hickory smoke, Patrick Netherton.
11:30 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Now, this song, I can get through like the first 3 lines and then I have to stop. Let me begin. I came to win, man. That's a sin. And then I'm done. Get up. Then I'm back. Don't throw your hands up if you got the feeling. Jump and touch the ceiling. Then I got nothing else, and then I'm done after that. So, yeah, I don't know what any of that. See, I don't know what any of that is at that point. I know cops at a Dunkin' Donut shop. I got that, and then I'm done after that. Yeah, I did come to get down, though. I did come to get down and jump around. Well, I got that point, obviously. This is one of those songs that eventually, like about, I don't know, a minute and a half in, I'm like, okay, I'm just done with this. Like, it's the same thing over and over. It's the same, you know, I mean, it's just, it drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh. Fine Young Cannibals. Yeah, it's one of those songs that I can only take, like, you know, the first minute, I'm like super hype, right? I'm like jumping up and down, I'm getting after it, arms going up and down, and then a minute in, I'm like, okay, I'm just done. Like, I'm tired. I'm just kind of over this the beat. Yeah, and I've thrown my hands in the air a bunch. I've packed it up and packed it in. I'm done. So, you know, at that point, I'm kind of finished with it. All right. So let's talk about Anthony Davis for a little bit. Because the real question becomes now, what do you do with him tonight? Because he has already come out and said, hey, I want to play. Like, if I'm not being traded, and he hasn't been traded, I want to play. I want to, and look, admirable, certainly, no doubt, good for him. By the way, New Orleans is not playing tonight, Raj. Okay. So that's something to note. They are playing tomorrow against Minnesota. So here's the cool thing, Raj. When we have Sean Kelly on tomorrow at 4:30,
yes,
we won't know whether Anthony Davis is going to play or not.
Oh, he might have some breaking news.
He may have some breaking news. You never know.
We got the sounder.
That's
for
right.
him.
If he does have any, he'll let us know. But so Sean Kelly, the voice of the Pelicans, will join us tomorrow at 4:30. We'll also have Dean Blandino, the former head of officiating for the NFL.
All right.
So the question is, what do you do if you're the brass for New Orleans? All right, you didn't trade him at the trading deadline, but he's still your most valuable piece. Now, keep in mind, Raj, didn't they, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they have the issue with Boogie Cousins where they were looking to get rid of him and he blew his Achilles?
And then he decided to...
Then he just left,
he
right?
Decided to boogie on.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't remember them getting anything for him.
No,
And he ends up in at the Warriors.
In La La Land.
So my question is, if you're New Orleans, do you play him or do you sit him? He wants to play. He said, my finger's good. I loved the video today. He said he's been doing everything he can to rehab his finger. Like, what do you do to rehab your finger? Like, you just flex it. Red rum. Yeah, you just do the red rum exercise the whole time.
Mrs. Torrance.
Yes. Danny cannot come out to play, Mrs. Torrance.
Mrs. Torrance.
Yeah. I mean, do you just do the red rum? Is that how you work on your finger? Like that's your rehab for your finger? Anyway, he said he's been rehabbing to get the finger well so he can play. He intends to play. He wants to play. But if you're the New Orleans Brass, do you play him? Or do you shut him down for the entire second half of the season, knowing that he's your number one bargaining chip, knowing that there will probably be some significant offers come his way once the season's over with, and you probably will have the chance to deal him, and you'll probably have the chance to get a lot for him? Or do you risk all that by playing him? I say you sit him, Raj, and if they ask, he did it to himself. Well, frankly, his agent did it to him, and LeBron's agent did it to him. Clutch Sports.
Oh, absolutely.
Did it to him.
Yeah.
By coming out and by coming out and basically saying, look, we're not going to re-sign. We want to be traded. And, oh, by the way, while you weren't looking, he also has said he wouldn't re-sign with Boston either. So if Boston trades for him, they're getting him for 1 year. And they have 1 year to try to convince him to stay on because he's under contract through next year. Then he's a free agent. And he has said, if I sign with Boston, if y'all trade me to Boston, you're getting me for a year. I'm not going to re-sign. I'm not going to sign a new deal with the Celtics. So he is basically trying to force his way into a trade to the Lakers with LeBron. Now, again, after next year, he's a free agent. He can go anywhere he wants. But in the meantime, he is trying to force himself to the Lakers. Well, obviously, it didn't work at the trading deadline. The Lakers didn't give enough. Luckily, they stayed away from Lonzo Ball, even though that's who you're getting when you get Lonzo. You're getting LeVar. So now if you're the Brass for the Pelicans, what do you do? Do you play the guy that gives you the best chance to win games? Do you sit him knowing that it keeps him healthy? And so when you can trade him after the season, you can get the most value? Also, not for nothing, chances are you lose a bunch of games when you sit him, and you probably tank and you have a better draft pick next year. What do you do? What do you do, Flyboy? What do you do? That's the question we'll have when we get done with Jeff Pearlman. Jeff Pearlman joins us next, author of Football for a Buck, the story of the USFL. We're going to talk about the lessons that the Alliance of American Football and the XFL must learn from the USFL. And we have a quiz right off the top for Mr. Pearlman about his love of Kiss. We might have a Kiss quiz between Raj and Jeff just to see who wins. That's next on the Patrick Etherton Show.
Speak my point of view, but it's not safe.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Hi, it's Adrienne with Coldwell Banker Gosley. We have been the #1 real estate company in Shreveport and Bossier City for over 25 years, and we have a spot on our team for you. Over the past several months alone, we have added more than 15 full-time realtors. Welcome aboard. Want to join the best team in real estate? Visit cbgosslee.com/join. That's cbgosley.com/join.
Office independently owned and operated.
Are you stressed, sore, or emotionally just worn out? Hot water therapy is key to your health and wellness. With cooler weather finally here, now is the perfect time to relax your mind and body with hot water therapy with the help of Sand Dollar Pools. The real hot tub expert is always here whenever you need, not just in and out in a weekend. Trust the experts at Sand Dollar Pools for all of your hot water therapy needs. Their showroom is full of newly stocked spas and hot tubs. Sand Dollar on Benton Road in Bossier. Check them out online at sanddollarpoolsla.com.
Discount travel sites say they have the best prices, but Hilton.com has the price match guarantee. Look me in the eye. If you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off. Yeah, well, this is radio, so just stare at the radio. Hilton.com has the best prices. Pinky swear. Or, radio swear. Plus, you can choose your exact room and get free Wi-Fi. Cross my heart, stick a needle in my radio. Expect better. Expect Hilton.
Must be a Hilton Honors member. Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com. Pinky swear.
Honk, honk. Joining us on our little hotline here is good old Nicole. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing great, Tim. How you doing?
Wonderful. First Choice Personnel, 797-7810. Honk, honk. We see a lot of 18-wheelers outside of our window here, Nicole. And I wonder, is there a need in that field of work that First Choice Personnel could take care of?
Yes, actually, we need diesel mechanics. We're looking for them with experience, with your own tools. We need them really bad right now.
Diesel mechanics are needed right now at First Choice Personnel. Honk, honk, 797-7810. And by the way, these sound effects aren't costing you an extra dime at all. First Choice Personnel. I'm dreading this. These utility bills.
Well, it is wintertime.
Oh, not so bad. See? This is what I've been telling you, sweetie.
Oh, my gosh. Look how much money we saved.
Compared to 3 years ago before we had AccuTemp, come out and start our maintenance plan. I'm telling you, we're paying less for heat now than we did back in the 50s.
It really works.
It's amazing. AccuTemp. I'm telling you, get your unit maintenanced by the fine folks at AccuTemp. Save you money. 861-2255, 861-2255.
A good time is in the air. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
KWKH Shreveport Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
I feel like I should make Rogers sing at this point, but we're not going to do that because we have a guest on the line. But there is a very specific reason Raj is playing his favorite band, Kiss, right now. And that's because our next guest, Jeff Pearlman, has had multiple Kiss avatars on Twitter the last couple of times. And, Jeff, I have to let you know that my board op, my engineer, my producer, Rogers Hampton, is the largest Kiss fan in the world. He's the largest, smallest Kiss fan in the world. He's only like 5'5". But he wants to know. He has a question for you right off the top, Jeff, that's going to determine how far this interview goes.
Okay. No, hey, Jeff. No, I just happened to notice the last couple of days when Patrick said you were going to be a guest on his show, the couple of your little profile pics that a few days ago it was the Peter Criss Catman face, and today I noticed it's the Ace Frehley Spaceman face, and I was just wondering, is it those two original characters to you, or are you more of the Tommy Eric replacement guy?
Oh, my God. First of all, the original icon I had a Vinnie Vincent makeup. Then I had an Eric Carr makeup.
Oh, I did not see the Vinnie Vincent.
You missed that.
I missed Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah, you missed Vinnie Vincent. Kiss, I grew up loving Kiss. I did grow up loving Kiss. They are so unlikable as people that you have to just sort of keep your distance from reading about them because they're still kind of despicable.
Especially in this last week or so between Ace and Gene and Paul, it's gotten really nasty
terrible.
Again.
Yeah, they're just gross. So
yes.
I am.
Yes.
I would say I am I'm definitely not. I have nothing against Eric Singer and Tommy. Let them do what they want.
I hear
but
you.
It is not my era. Definitely not my era.
All right. Well, we're New Thunder buddies, bud.
Yeah.
You're an original. We're New Thunder buddies.
Well,
nice.
Congrats, Jeff. It means we can conduct the interview now.
Great. I'm happy.
Rogers isn't going to cut us both off and put the hammer down. Talking to Jeff Pearlman, who wrote a great book. If you haven't gotten it, you need to pick it up, called Football for a Buck. I read it a couple of months back, and it was really fascinating, the story of the USFL. A lot of people probably saw the 30 for 30 about Donald Trump in the USFL. A lot of people probably had some, kind of knew a little bit about it and some of the, the stories you hear from time to time that are legendary. But, man, tell me what it was like doing a deep dive on such a bizarre, interesting league.
All right, now, first, I just want to say, just as your guy, I just changed my Twitter icon to Vinnie Vincent again, so you can see that and enjoy it.
You got it. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, literally right now, I just did. The magic of technology knows no bounds. I love the USFL. I love the USFL, and I was a kid back in the day. I was, it started in '83, so I was 10 going on 11. I loved everything about the idea of spring football. I loved everything about the idea of sort of taking on the NFL. I thought the regional drafts were cool. And then when they signed Herschel Walker out of Georgia, I was kind of hooked. I saw it on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And, it's not like there's this great nostalgia for the USFL. Like, I had to beg, plead, do everything I could just to get that book deal. And then it sold really well because I just think the stories of it are so... The love I put into that thing was 100% legit and real and authentic. And the stories are just really good. It's just a rich story, a gold mine of stories.
Well, I mean, part of the book is literally you and your son going and trying to track down one of the legendary figures in the USFL. I mean, if that's not putting your heart and soul into something, I don't know what it is.
I know. The funny thing is, he's only a legendary figure in like 4 people's minds because nobody heard of him before I did it. But there was he was a defensive lineman named Greg Fields, and he played basically. I was told about him early on from another player, and he said, you should really find this guy. He was a defensive lineman out of Grambling.
Yeah, by the way, 60 miles east of here. I mean,
I was actually just about to say Grambling in your neck of the woods, but I didn't know how far away. Yes, so he played at Grambling, and I could not find him. Like, I called Doug Williams, I called Grambling SID, I just could not find him. So he played a year. He played at Grambling, then he played for the Colts for a year, played for the Falcons, then he signed up for the USFL, and he played for the LA Express. And he got cut at the start of his second season in training camp, and he punched the coach in the face when he tried cutting him. He learned to reach across the desk and punch him in the face. And it was Don Hadel. It was kind of a legendary quarterback. He punched him in the face. And then he started calling in death threats to the team and showing up at practices and just staring at people from behind a fence. So because the USFL was the USFL and there's not much logic applied to anything they did, the Express, instead of calling the police, hired Liberace's bodyguard away from Liberace.
I love it.
And he moved from Vegas to L.A. just to follow around Greg Fields. And he told me, the guy, his name was Nelson Mercado. I found him. He said he started following him around, and that Fields had a gun in his car, and that Fields were just like calling these threats. And the beauty of the USFL, the thing that makes the USFL just the best thing ever is he was actually signed by the San Antonio Gunslingers because they needed defensive line help, even though they knew that he was calling in death threats against the coach of his old team. So that's the beauty. You know you're in a special place when teams are signing guys, even though they know they might kill your coach.
Well, I mean, Jeff, they are the gunslingers, and he had a gun, so it makes perfect sense.
Exactly. So I took my son. Basically, my son Emmett was about 10 at the time, and we live in Southern California. All I had was an address for Greg Fields. And we drove up north to San Francisco. The address was wrong, but his sister was living there, and she said she'd give him my number. And the next day, he, my 10-year-old son, and the coach threatening to kill coach, defensive lineman Greg Fields are sitting in a mall food court eating Cold Stone Creamery.
That's just, and the amazing thing is, Jeff, that's a USFL story, 30 years after the USFL folded.
Yep.
I mean,
nobody knew about it.
That's a USFL story. That's amazing. Talking to Jeff Pearlman. Again, if you want to pick up the book, certainly we encourage you to do so. I got the e-version on my iPad, read it, Football for a Buck. Really fascinating. And you tell a lot of great stories about Greg Fields, about a lot of other ownership groups, the gunslingers that you just mentioned, the race to the bank, where, basically players, the players were trying to race to see who would be the first few guys to get to the bank, so the money was still there.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that team is awesome. So the San Antonio Gunslingers, they hired a coach. So the other coaches, like most of the other coaches in the USFL, were big-name guys or guys on the verge, like Steve Spurrier, his first head coaching job, USFL, Chuck Fairbanks, New Jersey Generals, George Allen, the Blitz, Jim Mora, Philadelphia. Like, they had a lot of big-name coaches. But the Gunslingers hired a guy named Gil Stenke. He had coached at Texas A&I. He hadn't coached in 8 years. He was suffering from early onset dementia at the time. He only had 7 fingers because he lost 3 of his fingers in a lawnmower accident. And, best of all, he would coach from the stands because he thought the view was better. So he would sit in the stands with his wife with a pair of binoculars and a walkie-talkie and coach from there.
Oh, you can't make that stuff up. And the ownership group was a disaster. As I mentioned, you pick up your checks, and then the guys would all try to race to the bank to be the first because the first maybe 10 or 15 checks would cash, and then the money was gone. It's interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, Rick Neuheisel was the quarterback of that squad, right?
Yeah, sure was, and now he's coaching in the Alliance.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the reason I was trying to kind of have you on at the right time is I was waiting for the start of the Alliance of American Football, and then today the XFL announces that they've got Bob Stoops as their first big name head coach, and I'm curious, do you think that a guy like Rick Neuheisel, Spurrier's in the Alliance of American Football, this is an upstart league playing in the spring. The reason the USFL failed, notwithstanding Donald Trump, is they went away from their principles, which were, especially early on, to be very low-key financially. Don't go extend yourselves. Let's let this thing grow organically. And then you mentioned Herschel Walker. They started paying for a whole bunch of guys, and then Donald Trump stepped in, and we all know what went down from there. What lessons do you think these guys are bringing with them from the USFL to try to make the Alliance successful?
Well, I think they're doing some really smart things. Number one, the league owns the teams, so you're not going to have spending wars. The team in Orlando isn't going to look at the team in wherever and say, "Oh, whoever we should go after." I don't know. We're going to go after Bosa.
Right.
Before the NFL draft, we're going to try to sign him. Yeah, right. We're going to get these guys. Like that was a death knell from the beginning, and they can't do that. They literally are. It's a centrally owned league where all the teams are owned, and that's important. I also think you named some of the coaches. There's no better way to recruit fans than to get fans interested than having big name coaches with regional appeal. So Steve Spurrier in Florida is a great example. Where he's a good coach, but it's not really that important. What's really important is showing fans that you're serious. And you have Steve Spurrier coming out for autograph days when you're buying season tickets, selling season tickets, and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's going to work. I have no idea. But the one thing they're not going to do that the USFL did is view themselves as a rival to the NFL. I think the smart money on how they'll behave is if one of their players is signed by an NFL team, instead of sort of bemoaning it, they'll celebrate it and say, look, you saw him here, and now he's playing in the NFL. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you sell yourself as either we're the league of the overlooked or the second chance, I feel like you can actually make something out of that.
I agree, and I actually think that's where I thought Vince McMahon, I don't know if he'll stick to it, but I thought he made a really dumb mistake when he said we will not sign anyone with an arrest record. That's absolutely, first of all, it's absolutely ridiculous. Second of all, people do love, whether you feel good about it all the time or not, people are fans of second chances. It's one of the things about sports that for some reason we are suckers for it, and it's like catnip for us, a guy getting a second chance. And I think that's one of the cool things they can do is guys who drug tested out of the NFL or, failed whatever physical or ate too much or what, got in a fight with a coach in the NFL. Like, I'm not saying, I don't think you should be signing people who use their lives, or things of that nature. But, to me, Colin Kaepernick is a perfect guy for one of these leagues. You're like, look, we're going to give this guy a second chance. This is where it happens. So I think there's a real opportunity there.
Well,
forget politics. I just mean I think there's a real chance there,
Yeah, and not for nothing, but the USFL actually spawned, you mentioned Jim Mora. I mean, Philadelphia was the most successful franchise, and he goes on and has a great career in the NFL. You look at what they were doing with the Gamblers. They found Jim Kelly and Steve Young, and they were running the run and shoot before it was popular. And, Steve Young became a star because of leaving and going to the USFL early. It is a great opportunity that, hey, maybe you find one of these diamonds in the rough, and next thing you know, these guys come out and they become stars.
Yeah, and I also think Jim Kelly's a real interesting situation. He's been drafted by the Buffalo Bills. It's kind of funny. He was in the Bills' offices negotiating his contract, and George Allen, Bruce Allen, who's now with the Redskins at the time, was with the Chicago Blitz. He found out Jim Kelly was going to be there that day, and he called up, pretended to be Jim Kelly's agent's brother, and asked to get him on the line. He said they had an illness in the family. Gets him on the line and says, look, this is Bruce Allen from the USFL. We will make Jim a happy guy. Get out of there. You don't want to play in Buffalo. And they make an excuse and leave, and he becomes a Houston Gambler. And the thing that the USFL did for him, I think, when he came to Buffalo, he was a ready product. He'd spent 2 years playing in a high-level professional environment. he was ready. So I think a lot of guys, if these leagues work, one of the things you'll have is, all right, so the quarterback who plays at Delaware, or, whatever, Akron, who isn't quite ready for the NFL. In the past, he's either on a practice squad or that's it for his career, maybe Canada. Now, let him play here in Orlando, let him be a star there, let him develop his skills, and suddenly, he can demand something from the NFL.
Talking to Jeff Pearlman again. Pick up his book, Football for a Buck. It's available wherever at all. What's the phrase? Available at all fine book retailers or whatever. I don't know. I'm not.
There aren't that many left, sadly.
Yeah. I keep people always tell me. I say, look, I have an iPad. I travel with. I've got about 45 books on my iPad because it's easier to than carrying 45 books around. What are you working on now, by the way? What's next?
I am doing a book about the 96 to 04 Lakers. So basically, the arrival of Shaq and Kobe to the departure of Shaq, that era.
By the way, Shaq's my favorite basketball player of all time. Not just because he went to LSU, but I went with him wherever he went. My fandom was where he was for a large period of time of my youth. He is one of the most fascinating characters, I think, in the history of the NBA, if not the most fascinating character.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick Shaq story. I'm sure in the book is that so the Lakers had a guard during that period. I don't remember this guy. His name was Mike Penberthy. He played for about a year and a half with the Lakers. Undersized guy, Masters College. And he makes the team out of training camp. It's a huge deal for him. And they're on the road. I think they go to Seattle for the his first NBA experience as a pro. And he owns one suit jacket, and it's from like Banana Republic. And Shaq is like, "Yo, Mike, how many suits do you have?" And he's like, "I have this jacket from Banana Republic." Shaq's like, "We're going shopping tomorrow." And takes him out and buys him like 10 suits. There's like a million stories of Shaquille O'Neal. And obviously we all have our good and our bad, but the decency, I don't think you find many more giving athletes from a teammate perspective than Shaq. There are a million stories just like that.
Yeah, he was pretty incredible. Jeff, before we let you go, I would guess the biggest word of warning that you could give to the Alliance of American Football or the XFL involves don't let an ex-president come in and own a team?
Well, future president.
Right. Well,
yeah,
future ex-president.
I mean, look, again, you're in much more conservative turf than I'm probably in.
You ain't lying, kid.
I know. But I am in Southern California. But he ruined the league. And it was greed. He wanted an NFL franchise. He saw the USFL as a way to get an NFL franchise. He directed the league that way. He bullied the other owners. He lied to the other owners about TV negotiations that were never happening. And when the league died, I mean, I interviewed a million guys. I interviewed 400 something guys for this book. And whether they love Trump now as president, which some do or don't, they all agree he killed the USFL.
You also, correct me if I'm wrong, did you get to see the check?
I saw. You know what's funny? He keeps it in a. Actually, right now I believe it's at the Football Hall of Fame. I only saw a copy of the check.
Okay.
Not actually. He shows it to people, and you don't realize it until later. Yeah, but it's in Memphis in a vault somewhere. $3.76. That's what they won in lawsuit.
Unbelievable. So I guess football for $3.76 isn't quite as catchy a title, huh?
Well, they won. The thing is, they won $1, but it was
right.
Sherman antitrust laws triples the damages. So
yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the final thing I'll tell you is, people said like the NFL lost the case technically.
Yeah.
So they actually had to pay the USFL's legal fees, which were in the millions. So if the USFL had a press conference and said the NFL is paying us whatever $15 million, it would sound more like a win. But they actually just got their $3.76 advantage.
It is an amazing story. Rodgers was in Houston at the time. He loved his gamblers back in the day, and loves Kiss, and also loves the fact that you changed your avatar on Twitter. You're his new best friend, Jeff. So congratulations.
Nice. I'll take the money. Send the check along, please.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're looking for money out of local radio in Shreveport, Louisiana, good luck, my friend.
Yeah, good point.
Jeff, thank you so much for your time, man. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Jeff Pearlman, again, go pick up the book. It's seriously one of the more entertaining reads you'll ever have. Football for a Buck by Jeff Pearlman. He really did great research on it. If you want to follow him on Twitter, also at Jeff Pearlman, spelled just like Pearl and Man, Pearlman. Jeff Pearlman, go follow him on Twitter. He's fun to follow, and The book is really, really good. Go pick up Football for a Buck. Got some great stories, and he mentioned Greg Fields from just down the road in Grambling, guy who literally had Liberace's ex-bodyguard following him at one point because he was threatening guys, and he punched his head coach at one point. I mean, there are some amazing stories out of that book. Go pick it up, Football for a Buck by Jeff Pearlman. We'll take a break, come back, talk more about the NBA. We'll talk about the Alliance of American Football because it's starting this weekend. Raj and Kiss and me, I'm Patrick Netherton on 1130 The Tiger.
You can bank with, 15, 20, 30, 40 different banks to choose from in Shreveport, Bossier alone, maybe even more than that. But how about investing in a bank that invests in the community? Putting your money into the bank that's in the community. That's what you're doing when you make Gibbsland Bank and Trust your great banking team. That's right, they do so much in this community, so many different ways, and you are a part of it when you join up with Gibbsland Bank and Trust, the great banking team. So often we talk Chevy Land and the beautiful new cars, trucks, and SUVs out there, and for good reason. I mean, my gosh, have you seen the Silverado? Have you seen that Camaro? I feel like we've neglected the service department. Here's what Christy J had to say. My service rep, Kenny, was very friendly and understanding, kept in touch with me, letting me know the status of my vehicle. He's knowledgeable of his job. I will recommend him to all my family and friends. He's excellent. John B. in Bossier said the service professionals did a great job. Great service at Chevy Land. You know it by the feeling, 7500 Uri Drive.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey.
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at TotalWireless.com.
Sweet Nicole joins us here on 1130 The Tiger from First Choice Personnel, and she is always so good at letting us know what workers are in demand at First Choice Personnel.
Right now, Tim, I'm looking for clerical, administrative, data entry, strong data entry people right now. Any ladies, men, anyone looking for positions right now, call me, 797-7810.
Now, when you say strong, is there a minimum in the bench press they've got to have or not?
Nope, just strong clerical people. I'm looking right now.
That's what we're talking about. So you don't have to worry about maxing out your bench press. Just max out your opportunity at First Choice Personnel, 797-7810.
Do you dream in color, in sparkling blues, and sun-kissed yellows? In your dreams, do your kids trade technology for time with you? Is fun and relaxation the main agenda? Do your dreams shape your family life and bring you all great joy? Your dreams can be real and lasting, and you can live your dreams every day. Moorhead Pools, where your dreams come true in your own backyard.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
Get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Did you know that more decisions are made early in the year to change careers? That's why Town Square Media is hosting a job fair Tuesday, March 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. inside Horseshoes Riverdome. If your company needs employees, we can help. Whether you have 1 or 100 positions open, you need to be a part of the job fair. Open to the public and not industry specific, your company can easily participate. Need info on how to be a vendor? Call 318-688-1130. That's 318-688-1130.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
1130 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
That much is true. Oh, wait. I had the wrong lyric. Dang it. Don't you hate it when that happens? You're so sure you know what's coming next, and you're just confidently say the next lyric, and it's the wrong one, or you're too early, or... it's the worst. Big thanks to Jeff Pearlman for his input today. USFL, again, if you haven't read the book Football for a Buck, it's just an enjoyable read. It's just one of those things where, you know, he fills it with plenty of great stories from the USFL. Like, I didn't grow up with the USFL. It was before my time. I wasn't really a big sports fan when the USFL was around. I kind of knew of it, but didn't really know anything about it. And so reading that book was new for me. Like, I didn't know that Steve Young and Jim Kelly played in what went down as one of the greatest football games of all time, and no one saw it. There was like no crowd there. Jim Kelly threw for like 500 yards, and Steve Young ran for like 150 and threw for like 300 something. It was apparently just a completely insane game, and there just wasn't many people there. Ultimately, Donald Trump got involved, and as you heard Jeff say, he basically wanted an NFL franchise. The NFL wouldn't let him in, and he tried to sort of bully his New York franchise into the NFL. That didn't work, so then he decided he was going to move the USFL to be a fall league to go against the NFL, and that's when, things started going the wrong way. Then he sued the NFL, and again, the USFL won that lawsuit. It was an antitrust monopoly lawsuit. They won it, but it was ultimately all for naught. Everybody kind of went under at that point. Kachu texted in again. If you want to text us, you can 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426, or if you'd like to call, you can at 318-320-1130. Kachu says, I'd be more interested in nothing but convicts where there's no drug testing. Let's see what roided up guys can do. We need a baseball league like that, too. Well, you had a baseball league like that for a while. It's called Major League Baseball. And again, the main thing is, I think the difference being, and Raj, you know my argument for this is, I don't know what the net effect of steroids does in baseball. Right, I know it makes you stronger because you can recover faster and work out more often. And obviously it helps with muscle growth and everything. But in baseball, you don't necessarily need to be super muscular. You go back to a guy like Brett Boone, who had that 1 year where he hit like 55 home runs or something ridiculous, 53 home runs. I think Brady Anderson had a year like that.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. And that, those are always like, oh, well, they're definitely on the juice. Yeah, they have to be. But, I don't know. Were they on the juice the year before and didn't do that? Were they on the juice the year after and didn't do that? Rogers, are you pulling up some Juice Newton for me? Because that would be nice.
We'll win the next break, maybe.
Okay.
I was doing a little log editing there,
so
but that's very good.
I just Juice Newton. What song was Juice Newton?
Sweetest Thing, and then Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. That's the one.
That
I think
was the big
fast
one.
Yeah.
Playing with the Queen of Hearts.
That's the one I know. So yeah, it was Yeah, we got it. Joker's the only. Oh yeah. Right. Now you're singing like Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah. So I don't know what. I know what steroids does for football players.
Steroids confuse you.
I know what steroids do for football players, right? I mean, they make them bigger, stronger, faster, all that. Like you can quantify what a steroid would do for a football player. I just don't know that you can quantify what the steroids do for the baseball players. And that's also why I agree with my guy David, good friend of mine, who former baseball player himself. You know he didn't roid up because I think he had one home run his entire career. You know he wasn't roiding. But one of the things that was always interesting to me is that you basically have baseball saying, you know what, these guys are okay to be on the Hall of Fame ballot. Right? I mean, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, Rafael Palmeiro, all these guys are on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. But it's the writers that are keeping them out. If they really did something that was cheating in baseball, why doesn't baseball keep them off the ballot, a la Pete Rose? You know, Pete Rose has been banned for cheating, and he's off the ballot. So why wouldn't baseball do the same thing if they, if they're out here saying, you know what, these guys are cheating, we need to yank them off the ballot? Because now you're setting up the writers to be, again, this is kind of going to sound silly because they literally are the judges of the Hall of Fame, but you're setting them up to adjudicate something that is not. Again, they're now the justices for the Supreme Court of the Hall of Fame when you consider the fact that baseball is okay or allegedly okay with what happened, even though there was cheating, there were allegations of cheating, the wrongdoing, whatnot. Baseball keeps putting them on the Hall of Fame ballot. If baseball was so concerned about what these guys were up to, why wouldn't they be yanked off the ballot? Why is it up to the writers to determine their guilt or innocence? I mean, a guy like Roger Clemens, correct me if I'm wrong, Raj, but he never admitted to anything, did he?
Not that I know
I don't think he ever admitted to anything.
No.
I don't remember if Bonds actually ever admitted to anything.
Oh, no. He said if he did, it was an accident.
Yeah, he denied it. Now, and there's a ton of evidence, right? We have all these other people that say he did. But if baseball believes you enough to put you on the ballot, then why do the writers get the right to say you shouldn't be on the ballot? Because there is no subjective way that you can look at what Roger Clemens and Mark McGwire did on the field and decide that these guys are not Hall of Famers. The only reason they are not in the Hall of Fame is because of the stuff that happened off the field. But why, if what they did was illegal or immoral or whatever, why are they still on the ballot? And therefore, for me, I'd vote them in. Because you know what? If baseball thinks that what they did was okay enough to leave them on the ballot for the Hall of Fame, then who am I to say that I should strike them from the ballot because of off-the-field issues? That's not what you're voting on. The Hall of Fame vote is not based on what you did off the field. It's based on what you did on the field. And Clemens and McGwire, Sosa you can debate if you want. He caught fire for a bit, but Clemens and McGwire are undebatable. On the field, those guys belong in the Hall of Fame, just like on the field, Pete Rose belonged in the Hall of Fame. But baseball, because they found out he was cheating, they pulled him off the ballot, which is fine. That's baseball's prerogative. But if you are going to sit here and say that these guys are cheating as well, you need to pull them off the ballot. You do not need to allow them to be on there. Now you've got a bunch of baseball writers who have to be the judges of whether or not these guys did these things off the field, and that hurts their on-the-field credentials. All you're voting on is what happened on the field. It's all you're voting on, what happened on the field. I don't understand the idea behind baseball allowing these guys to stay on while the writers are basically adjudicating them for what they did off the field. Kachu mentioned, by the way, that he would like to see a football league of nothing but convicts where there's no drug testing. I mean, that might be the XFL for all we know. He wants the Raj. I know you're not a video guy, but video game guy. But you remember the old NFL Blitz arcade game?
Yeah,
where like everybody was all jacked up, and you go like decapitate people, and all the hits were legal, all that stuff. That's what Kachu wants. He wants NFL Blitz or The Program, that movie, The Program. He wants that.
Okay.
And look, if you go into a league, here's the other thing though. You'd have to pay. I think you'd have to pay a significant amount of money to the players in that regard, because they would know they're doing things to damage their bodies. So, right, NFL players already know that, but they're getting compensated very, very well for it. I think if you're going to say, you know what, not only are we going to subject you to hits and head trauma and all that, you're also going to start putting a bunch of chemicals in your body that will damage your body long term. You're going to have to compensate those guys pretty well. And I just don't think there'd be a startup league that would have the ability to do that. I just don't think they'd have that ability. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, going to have a conversation with former NFL Director of Officiating Dean Blandino. Obviously, we'll talk about what went down at Saints-Rams, and then we'll follow that up with all the potential rules changes, what they need to see, how this thing is going to work moving forward, what can the competition committee do, and about the NFL's response to all of this, because obviously that's a massive deal. So we'll talk about that. Also coming up at 4:30 tomorrow, we'll chat with the voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, Sean Kelly. And the big question will be, will Mr. Davis play? That's going to be the question. Will AD hit the floor? Will Anthony Davis get to the floor tomorrow, or will the Pelicans hold him out? And that was my overriding question. If you'd still like to comment, I'd love to hear what you have to say. 318-320-1130 or 6570-HAM. That's the text line. 657-0426. If you're head coach Alvin Gentry, if you're general manager Dell Demps, if you're the president Mickey Loomis, if you're the owner Gail Benson, do you play Anthony Davis? Do you play him? Or do you sit him knowing that he's your best bet at a big trade, getting a bunch of pieces, draft picks, whatever? Would you play Anthony Davis? I'm going to answer that question for myself. We'll let Raj answer it, and we'll get your thoughts as well at 318-320-1130. 318-320-1130. That is the phone number. 318-6570-HAM. 657-0426, the text line. Or you can join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Netherton Show. Want to know your thoughts. Would you play Anthony Davis tomorrow night and for the rest of the season if you're the ownership group and the head coach of the Pelicans? That's coming up next on the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger.
Waiting on the 1205, hoping it'll take me just a little farther down the line. The moonlight, you're just a heartache.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Do you dream in color, in sparkling blues, and sun-kissed yellows? In your dreams, do your kids trade technology for time with you? Is fun and relaxation the main agenda? Do your dreams shape your family life and bring you all great joy? Your dreams can be real and lasting, and you can live your dreams every day. Moorhead Pools, where your dreams come true in your own backyard.
Hi, it's Adrienne with Coldwell Banker Gosley. Have you heard the term move-up buyer? These are people who already own a home, but for a variety of reasons, they need a larger home. Maybe one closer to school or work. Bossier City is booming in the move-up market. If you would like to see the more than 500 homes for sale in neighborhoods like Green Acres Place, Golden Meadows, Stonebridge, or all of Bossier City, visit cbgosslee.com. That's cbgosslee.com.
Office independently owned and operated.
It seems like every couple of days, storms are coming through the area and causing damage. Well, if Mother Nature's done a job on your vehicle, give Crystal Auto Collision a call today. The folks at Crystal are the only Lexus-authorized body shop in the Shreveport-Bossier area. But you don't have to drive a Lexus for Crystal Auto Collision to fix your vehicle. Stop by Crystal Auto Collision today, 2115 California Drive, Bossier City, or call 752-3300. Crystal Auto Collision in Bossier City.
Wow, look at these roses. They're gorgeous.
Happy Valentine's Day, honey.
Oh, thank you. Guys, this Valentine's Day, you can order like a pro with gorgeous roses from Pro Flowers. She'll be thrilled when you surprise her with roses. And right now, you can get her a stunning bouquet of 1 dozen red roses with a free glass vase for $24.99 plus shipping and handling. Just go to proflowers.com, click the blue microphone, and enter secret code 9000. These gorgeous roses are guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least 7 days. Plus, pick a delivery date and it's guaranteed. Time is running out, so hurry to get 1 dozen red roses with a free glass vase starting at $24.99 plus shipping and handling. Beautiful flowers, amazing prices. You'll be a Valentine's Day pro. The only way to get this incredible deal is to go to proflowers.com, click the blue microphone in the upper right corner, and enter secret code 9000. That's proflowers.com, code 9000.
It's time for some straight talk. It's tax refund time, hallelujah. What are you going to do with all that glorious extra cash? A new drone? No, it'll end up in the tree. Here's a better plan. Try Straight Talk Wireless and get 25 gigs of high-speed data for just $45 a month. All on America's best 4G LTE networks. Plus, save up to $200 on a Samsung Galaxy S9 with in-store activation. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
See terms at straighttalk.com.
The check engine light is on. You know, it's just... It's about time to start looking at a new truck.
Especially when you try to start hiding it with like electric tape and stuff like that.
Yeah, just because you hide it doesn't mean it goes away.
It doesn't go away. And Chevyland is here because they know, sweetie, that folks are going to start taking trips.
Yeah, summertime will be here before you know it.
How about this? If your family's going to hit the road, a 2019 Equinox, right now at Chevyland, $5,000 off MSRP.
Now that's a cool family truckster.
Chevyland, we care about you. 7500 Uri Drive, Shreveport. Nicole joins us from First Choice Personnel, and they've got jobs, and more jobs, including the clerical field.
Right, Tim. Right now, with clerical positions, we have administrative assistant positions. We have positions for bookkeepers, basic clerical, receptionists, anything right now. If somebody's actually looking for a job or people looking for employees, we have a lot of what you're looking for.
There's even a superhero. They call him Captain Clerical at First Choice Personnel, 797-7810.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
We welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show right here at 1130 The Tiger. Sometimes I'm really happy Rogers Hampton is not on camera. This is one of those times. I mean, I'm not going to tell you why I'm happy Rogers Hampton isn't on camera. Maybe it's because he's shirtless. Maybe it's because he's hatless. He's the halftime show Adam Levine of the Patrick Netherton Show over here. I'm still waiting on you to show up hatless one day for work, Raj. I'm still waiting. I want you to do that just one. You know what? You should do that on April Fool's Day. Actually, you should show up on April Fool's Day in a tie. Like, you don't have to do a full suit or anything. It's a little much for this, but I think you should maybe wear a nice shirt and a tie and some slacks or whatever, and come in without a hat, all cleaned up and everything. Do you know how many times people would ask you what's going on? Like, you'd spend your entire day just answering, is there a funeral? Like, somebody dies, someone getting married, you have a big luncheon you're going to? Like, what's the scenario here? Job interview? Yeah, you don't like it here at Town Square anymore, Rogers? Yeah, who knows, man? That'd be crazy. All right, so the question du jour is, for the last 17 minutes or so of this show, is what would you do with Anthony Davis? I'm putting you on the spot. You are Dell Demps, you are Mickey Loomis, you are Alvin Gentry. And I guess maybe my other question would be, would there be a disagreement within the front office? Because Alvin Gentry is just there to win games, right? All he wants to do is win games. So he knows his best opportunity to win games is to have Anthony Davis on the field or on the court. He knows that. Now, is Dell Demps the GM? Does he feel like he's, for lack of a better term, coaching for his own livelihood at this point? Because chances are, if things don't go well this year, they're going to get rid of him, and probably Alvin Gentry with him. And they're probably going to start over after they trade Anthony Davis, and they're going to come back with a slew of draft picks and young guys, and they're going to let someone else come in and try to build the franchise back. So let's put here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in two different guys' shoes. All right? I'm going to put you in Alvin Gentry's shoes, and I'm going to put you in Mickey Loomis's shoes. All right? Loomis is the one pulling all the triggers and all the trades and all that. He knows his most valuable piece is Anthony Davis. Alvin Gentry is the head coach. He knows he needs to win now, or there's a chance he'll be fired. He won't be around for the rebuild. If you're Mickey Loomis, do you play Anthony Davis?
I say no, but here's the thing that I need to have clarified.
Okay.
I was actually watching an NBA show before I came back up here today about this very thing. Apparently there's a rule that has been put in the NBA that the commissioner can step in, and if you're sitting a player that's healthy just because you're sitting them, I think he can actually force you to play him.
There's that's the Spurs rule.
So
from a couple of years ago, remember when Popovich would always sit Duncan and Ginobili and Tony Parker.
Depending on that, I'm sitting him, not taking a chance of him getting hurt. I'm hoping we lose every game from here on out to get that higher draft pick. And you know what? I don't get rid of Alvin Gentry. I let him come back, and if he's got to go through this mess of watching it being torn down, I at least give him a shot to try to get it back on solid foot again. I don't blame him for what's happening now.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, Raj, because The Big Lead is one of the sports websites, and they wrote a column a couple of days ago about the Pelicans refusing to play Anthony Davis, and they said Adam Silver needs to step in and make it happen. Here's my problem with that. Can you legitimately say to one of your franchises that your best chance of winning long-term is to sit Anthony Davis and then trade him in the offseason, get a bunch of young pieces, and rebuild? Now, here's the thing. If they were in the playoff hunt, if this was a team that you said, you know what, if they've got Anthony Davis back, they're definitely going to be five.
That's a totally different.
They're going to be fifth, but they're not.
They're not. They're not going to be.
They're not a team that's going to be anywhere in the playoff discussion.
Last year was a very nice, sweet run for them. It's a shame that it all fell apart. You know, usually when you run that deep, you think the next year is going to be as good or better, and it just completely has fallen apart.
I mean, you look in the West, Rogers. Right now, the Pelicans are second from last, just ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies, just ahead of the Phoenix Suns. By the way, the Suns are 11-45.
They're really bad.
Year. That is awful.
Yeah, they're bad.
But the Pelicans are 7 games under 500. Now, here's the thing. They're only 6 games out of 8th place. But is 8th place worth risking the guy that you can then use to bring in the foundation of your future team? That's the issue for me. If I'm Alvin Gentry, I want to play him.
Yes.
All right. If I'm Alvin Gentry, 6 games. I mean, they're 6 games out of 8. They are 8 games out of 5th behind the Rockets. All right. Are they going to catch the Rockets? No.
Probably not.
Not going to catch the Rockets.
Not if Harden keeps playing like he does and Capella comes back. And,
yeah, I mean, they're not.
And they get healthy.
Well, and, Nick Stauskas being there for a whole day really.
You know what? I think that changed the whole attitude of the team.
I mean, it really inspired the team.
He showed them in one day what they needed to do to move forward.
So look,
and then he went and did it.
The Pelicans, forward on to wherever he ended up. Pelicans are not in the playoff discussion. More than likely won't be in the playoff discussion. So why is it okay for the league to step in and tell these guys that, you know what, you need to play this guy? Why is that okay for the league to do that? It's not to me. And I get it. This was the Spurs rule because Popovich would rest his guys down the stretch, and it led to a lot of really ugly basketball for the Spurs. But they already had their playoff locked in. Popovich was giving them rest to get ready for the long playoff slog. And that's okay. That's fine. Here's the thing. If you're a Pelicans fan, do you want Anthony Davis now? Or do you want Anthony Davis now for a team that's going to finish 10th or 11th in the West? Or do you want better prospects later? Do you want the future of the franchise to be great? If I'm Alvin Gentry, I'm sitting him. I mean, if I'm Alvin Gentry, I want to play him. But if I'm Mickey Loomis, I'm telling him you sit him until Adam Silver steps in and says we can't. You force the league to do this. And if that means, we're tanking, we're tanking. But in the end, what the argument that the Pelicans have is this is our best chance for success is this guy. Our best chance for success is this guy. 318 number says, Lonzo's dad says, if the Pelicans do trade Davis to the Lakers, it's better to trade after the season when they would get a higher pick because the Lakers would have more losses without him than with him. Also, Lonzo's dad said he doesn't want him playing in New Orleans because he doesn't want to worry about him driving in the snow to get to the arena for a game. Yes, he really said that. Man, I've tuned out Lonzo Ball. LeVar is who said it. I don't want Lonzo Ball in New Orleans because I don't want LeVar Ball commenting on things. He's the worst. And by the way, there you go. Lonesome Loser. That's the Pelicans right now. Is Gail Benson the Queen of Hearts? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Take a break. Come back. Wrap this puppy up. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger.